This is a Bechstein Model 5 made in 1891. It's in our storage area, just trying to decide what to do with it. This age of Bechstein does sound very sweet, but they have a major problem which we'll look at in a minute very often. And first of all, the casework is extremely good, I would say. And that's not a word I use lightly, but the case is beautifully polished. It's also extremely nice rosewood, as you can see. It's a kind of cosmetically the kind of piano we're always trying to source. Just to feast our eyes a bit on the rosewood here. Rosewood is the most common wood used on Bechsteins for a good reason, really. They're just so pretty. A lot of pianos are the same age too. Going back to that sort of age, 1891, you get some walnut ones too, which are also very attractive. But the casework on here is very good. I just found one fault, which was this. I don't think that could be polished out without repolishing the top, but so you'd have to live with that. But the case generally is excellent. A very tasteful inlay here too. Looking at the ivories here, there's little dips in them indicating the amount of use they've had. Also the ends beginning in the middle section particularly beginning to wear. So that's not something we could improve really. And the ivories are otherwise very good condition. And the pedals are not that worn, surprisingly, considering the ivories are so worn. So this is the part exchange piano. Somebody's obviously done extensive work on it. These are reasonable quality tapes, I think, and they're done reasonably well. The length of them a bit varied, but generally quite good. And if we look at, there's a string missing here. So straight away, this model has a major problem very often. And this is maximum size tuning pins. So obviously they've been replaced, and the problem is that the tuning block behind here is often just lost its grip, really, as it were. So even with larger pins, they still don't hold, and very often we're having to replace tuning blocks on this model, as you'll have seen on other videos. So because of that reason, if we're going to take this piano on and sell it, we would definitely replace the tuning block. Just don't want to send a piano out with any doubts, really. Where it's doubtful, sorry. The hammers themselves are not too worn, and generally, if you listen to the tone, they're typically sweet, a very pretty sound. And the tenor area, it's a straight strung piano, as you can see, but the tenor area has got longer strings than the equivalent overstrung, which is a Model 9, and sorry, a Model 4, I beg your pardon. Bass, well, it never is very powerful on this model because the strings are shorter here. So they're shorter here because it's straight strung, going to not really the middle of the soundboard either. So for those reasons, and well, with the string missing, and obviously this one's been replaced at some stage because there's a different length, and there's a bit of variety there. So restringing the piano with minimum work that needs doing here is restringing the piano with new wrestplank. But it is a very good piano. The dampers look quite thin, but they're working well. They're coming off at varying times, so that's obviously regulation. But I'm not going to look into that now. Just to show you, the main problem we've got there is with the rest plank. So trying to make a decision. If you're interested in this piano, please let me know. We've done plenty of rest plank replacements there. It does means getting the lid off the rest plank, removing on this isn't an easy job. So it's a long job, but it can be done, and we've done it for clients very often, though not often on our own pianos.